Hello, and today I want to talk to you about Toshiba's Cloud Client Manager. During this presentation, I will give you some highlights of what Toshiba Cloud Client Manager can do and with some demonstrations as we go through the presentation. Thank you. TCCM is an endpoint management system that provides organizations with real-time control over their Windows endpoint devices. It is accessed via the cloud, so this makes life a lot easier and you do not need infrastructure to manage your TCCM environment. Who is TCCM for? Basically, TCCM4 is for any Windows endpoint devices. Currently today it's compatible with Windows desktops, laptops and tablets. So what is included in TCCM? Currently today, patch management, asset inventory and power management are the main features that are included in TCCM. As mentioned earlier, this is all delivered via the cloud. What I'm going to do next is show you a demonstration of TCCM and highlight these main features. Okay, as discussed, Toshiba Cloud Client Manager has three main features. So let's get started to show these features in a demonstration. First feature I want to show you is patch management. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is log into the administrator console. Like I said, this is cloud-based and work from any web browser. So what I'm going to do here is log in with my username and password and log into the system like so. And this will bring me to my Toshiba Cloud Client Manager dashboard. So just a quick overview of the console. We can see it's made up of tabs. This is the notification tab. Any system-wide notifications will be put up here. There's an asset tag, a power tag, state, support, and account. And we can see the company name. This is a made-up company name we've created, and my login details. And that's basically a very quick overview of logging into the console. The next thing I will do is we're going to the features. So as we said earlier, it was patch management, asset inventory, and power management are the main features of Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. So let's move on to patch management and show you that within the console. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go into patch management. So what I'm going to do that, we need to go to the State tab. So click on the State tab, like so. And here you can see Toshiba Cloud Client Manager has all the patches that it has downloaded to the system. You can see there's quite a few patches. Click on here, we can scroll through the individual patches. So this is my patch list. If I hover over a patch and click a hyperlink of the patch, it will then go into the patch and give me a description of what the patch is like so. So there we can see the fix-it ID, the patch, the knowledge base article that a patch applies. I can also see excluded device lists. So if I've excluded this patch from any devices, excluded group list, unapplied device list, and device application history. So at the moment, this patch hasn't been applied to anybody. So if I then click on patch application settings, you can see here I can set my settings up to how I want my patches to be applied. So at the moment, I've enabled apply patches, and I want to apply Windows patches, Windows applications and Windows OS patches. So, and we can see I can choose all critical, important, medium, high, low, and other. I can also unclick these boxes if I needed to by clicking edit and unclicking like so. And then save that change. Just go back in and change that back. So edit, select, and save. So it's quite configurable how we want our patches to be applied. We can then choose the schedule for when we want patches to be applied. So at the moment, I've got it, because it's a demo system, I've got it set to apply the patches every day of the week between these times. But again, this can be customized. If you click on edit, you can customize the schedule. We also get a notification setting as to when new patches are available. So if I go to my email for a, you can see here, this is a typical email that's come in telling me that there's new patches available. So I can then go into the system and see what those patches are and decide what I want to do with those patches. If I then click on device list, this will show me all the devices currently registered to the console and the number of unapplied patches. So at that moment we can see there's 4 systems here um, with this system here, 4 systems, sorry, 4 patches haven't been applied. So I'll click on that. This will take me into the device and show me the patches that haven't been applied to that system yet. So these patches are going to be applied. They came out on these dates. So basically, this system hasn't reported. So that was a brief overview of patch management. What I'd like to do now is move on to asset inventory and give you a demonstration of how that works within Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. Okay, so asset inventory. If I go to my asset tab within Toshiba Cloud Client Manager, click on, and you can see all the devices that are reporting into Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. So what I can do is pick on one of these devices. This device I've added in recently. So if I click on that device, we can see computer name, login name, the OS. If we click on here, network information of the device, the IP address of that device, the domain that it's in, domain or work group, software version that's running on that device, the product ID, and then hardware information of that device. So you can see some useful information here. And then if we click on other, we can see client names, and if antivirus, for example, is active. What we can also see if we scroll down is all the software that's been installed on that device. So it's done a software inventory, and I can scroll through and have a look at software. So clicking here, FileMaker Pro, click on that. I can see it would show me how many devices have FileMaker Pro installed. So it's only just installed on that one device. So it's giving me that information. I can do a group list. Click on the group list, and what I've done, I've manually grouped my devices into locations. So I've got a Basingstoke office and a Weybridge office, and if I click on one of these groups, we can see there's one device in that group at the moment, 5 devices in total, and that takes me into the device that is in the Basingstoke office. So nice and simple, high level overview of asset information. Quite comprehensive with some of the information it gives you. And you can see here the ability to group also makes it very flexible to know what devices are in what office, which will lead us on to power management a little bit later, how that can be even more interesting. Okay, so that's a brief overview of asset inventory. What I'd like to move on to now is power management and give you a demonstration of the power management features within Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. Okay, so let's have a look at power management. If I click onto the power tab within the console, we can see here the power settings. So on the left hand side we have graph, power profile, peak shift and device list. So if I have a look at graph, what it's doing here is showing me the power consumption of all my devices within the last 24 hours that have reported into the console, and gives me a view of how much power is being drawn. I can actually see the information here and get a view of CO2 emissions, for example. If I go on to power profile, then what I can do is choose a power profile for my devices. Currently today these are preset, so I've got Toshiba Eco or High Performance as 2 that I'm picking on, for example. So if I click on High Performance, this will show me the settings for that machine, what that profile would apply to. So what I will do is show you that in action. If I click on Device List, and on my devices, we can see I've got an all-in-one PC sitting in the Basingstoke office on a high performance profile. So it basically means it'll be using as much power as it can and won't be using many power saving features. What I can actually do is change that profile so it's actually not using high performance. And to do that, I shall show you how to do that now. What I would do is select the device and then do power profile, and I'm going to put it to power saver. So I know it's a desktop machine, it shouldn't be on a high performance. It's not really doing that much. Click OK, and that will then, once that machine talks back to the Cloud Client Manager, it will change its power profile and update the status. Same again here for my Z30 I've got here. I've got it set to high performance. If I click here, go onto here, I want to put it onto Toshiba Eco to give it the best possible settings. It's a laptop device. I want it to be as I want the battery to last as quick as possible. Sorry, as long as possible. If I click onto peak shift, currently in Europe at the moment, this is a setting that's probably not that of interest to many people at the moment. But what it allows us to do is set a power profile that tells the device not to pull, even if a laptop was plugged into a power socket during certain times of the day, it would allow the device not to pull any power. So, for example, energy companies might start charging for higher energy prices during peak time during the day. So, by enabling this profile, it would allow you to, if your laptops are all plugged in, it would make sure that they're running on battery and then only charge when they're needed to charge. Another benefit of this would be to maximize battery life. The best thing to do with a battery is let it to do a proper full charge cycle. So by allowing this, it will actually make sure the battery is actually running down and then running back up again. So very, very useful. So brief overview again of power management. I don't want to go into too much detail on these, but hopefully it gives you a good feel for the power management features of Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. Okay, so that concludes the demonstrations of the three main features of Toshiba Cloud Client Manager. I hope you found that useful. If you need any more information about Toshiba Cloud Client Manager, feel free to contact your account representative or your channel partner to find out more information. Thank you for watching this video.